Hello everyone. Tonight, Yoga on the Porch, we'll be practicing inside. We'll just do a brief evening practice to kind of get you settled in and relaxed and hopefully ready to release the stresses of the day and prepare yourself for the evening. So as we come together this evening, we'll set our intention for this evening's practice. So I want you to come to a nice, easy seated pose. You can just have your ankles crossed just in front. You can come up into half lotus if you like, with one heel lifted into the opposite hip socket. And just go ahead and rest the backs of your hands on the backs of your knees, rolling those shoulders back. Sitting up nice and tall. Exhale and allow your chest to open. Your head is lifted. An apple rests gently beneath your chin. You can leave your eyes open or you can close them. It's completely up to you. I want you to start to focus on those yoga breaths, inhaling, allowing your belly to expand. And then that expansion moves up into your chest as well. Pausing for a moment at the top, then exhaling, allowing that chest to fall. And then the belly to flatten. I want you to continue with those nice, deep, even yoga breaths and allow me to set the intention for this evening's practice. For tonight, I chose for presence. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. And with that, we'll begin this evening's flow. So open your eyes if you have the eyes closed and come back to the center. We're going to uncurl those feet. Come into a tabletop position with the wrists directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. Take a nice big deep breath in, dropping your belly towards the earth. Exhaling, dropping the head forward, drawing the belly in and up towards the spine. Let's repeat that for a few breaths. So inhaling, dropping the belly. Exhaling, rounding the back. Good, and then we'll come back and find that nice flat tabletop, pressing into the earth, pressing against the earth with the palms as well as the knees. We're gonna tuck your toes under here and we're gonna come up into our downward facing dog. Now in the beginning, we can have the knees slightly bent. Make sure those feet are hips distance apart. At least they can be slightly wider. Still breathing in through the nose and out. From our downward facing dog, we're gonna walk your hands back towards the feet. All the way back towards the feet. Find your forward fold. Just relaxing the head forward. Allowing it to hang nice and loose and limp like a rag doll. Shaking the head back and forth, and then likewise nodding the head. On your inhalation, find your monkey pose. For monkey, we can have your fingertips on your mat, or the palms can be on the shins. Again, the belly is drawn in and up. Exhale, we're going to sit back and find a gentle chair, reaching those hands forward. And then we'll inhale and come all the way up to the top. Exhale, palms together, right in front of our heart center. Find that nice, strong mountain pose here. So our feet are directly underneath the hips. Toes may be slightly tilted inward. Draw your tailbone under, drawing your navel in and up. Rolling your shoulders back, extending those arms strong and straight. I want you to think about the earth underneath the soles of the feet, connecting you to Mother Earth, to nature, to all that is around you, the universe. Relaxing those shoulders down away from your earlobes. And as we're grounding through the feet, we're lifting through that crown chakra. Standing nice and tall, strong and straight. On your next inhale, we'll bring those arms overhead. And we'll exhale, dropping our left hand down, reaching up and over with the right for our lateral flexion. Your next inhale will come all the way up. Exhaling to the opposite side. Rolling the shoulder back, opening the chest. Inhaling up when you're ready. Good, we're going to exhale and swan dive it forward. So a swan dive, we bring our palms back by the hips. We tip forward at the hips. We're going to come into forward fold, and then we're going to bend the knees and come into our chest expansion. So our first modification is just to tighten up those triceps and try to lift that ceiling. Palms open, active fingers. We can also interlace. We can continue to rest the belly and the chest on the upper thighs, or we can go ahead and fold it forward. Make sure we're still breathing in and out through the nose. And release those fingertips. Let's find our downward facing dog. And then let's lower down. Let's find our child's pose. So we come down onto the knees, separating them, bringing the big toes together, walking the hands forward. Good, walking those hands right back up towards the knees. Entering our first valley, we're going to practice our sun salutations, just some nice gentle ones this evening. I'm going to kind of turn to the side, so if you're joining me for the first couple of times and you want to watch a time or two, that's fine. I just don't want you to feel like you're looking up and placing any tension on the neck. I always tell people to give yoga at least a month before you make up your mind. It does get easier as you get more familiar with the names of the poses and you get to a place where you can just listen to my voice and follow my cues and not always having to look up and see the pose modeled. So hang in there. I'm going to turn to the side. We're going to come into our downward facing dog. From here, we'll come into plank. Exhale, lower for crocodile. Inhale, find your upward facing dog. If this is too much, we can come down, placing our hands flat. I know the lighting's a bit of a challenge. I always like practicing in the dark, especially in the evening. It's relaxing. Press those palms underneath the shoulders. Maybe just halfway up for cobra. Doesn't have to be very far. And then we'll come all the way up. Finding your downward facing dog. Hang out there for just a second. I'm going to give us a little more natural light. Good there. Hopefully that'll help. Let's flow through another time. So from our downward facing dog, let's shift forward for our plank. Nice, pulling those abs in and up. Exhale, slowly lowering towards the earth. Inhale, bringing your chest up and through. And good, back to downward facing dog. Hold here. Let's bicycle your feet, bending one knee at a time. Good. Come up onto your toes and then let's step forward with that right foot. Let's find our first mountain. Walking those hands up in front. So for our first mountain, let's turn your hips towards the front of your mat. Make sure you can see your big toe as you glance over the knee. Turn those shoulders forward. Inhale, bringing those arms overhead. Exhale, sink down into the pose. On your inhale, lift slightly. We'll turn and open the arms to the side, tucking the pelvis under, finding our second warrior. Looking towards the front, turning towards the back, turning the front hand up towards the ceiling, and reversing, rolling the shoulder back. And back to warrior two. Exhale, you can go a little lower if you like. And then we'll inhale and straighten that leg. We're gonna transition into our triangle from here. So our forward leg is straight. That knee is not necessarily locked out. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the light on. You guys can keep your lights off. I want you to be able to see. So forward leg is straight. We're gonna extend those arms out to the sides. We're gonna lift the back hip up slightly and then come forward. You can bring that left hand up towards the ceiling. Now we have some options. If you practice with a block, you can place the block beside the inner foot. You can put it up on one side, or you can place it flat. You can also bring those fingertips down towards your floor. If you want more sensation in your lower back, you can extend that arm back a bit. Make sure that you're drawing your chest back over the knee in front and pressing your hips forward. On your exhale, let's twist and reverse this triangle to the opposite side. So we'll place now our left arm down on the block or on the floor. You can place it by the inside or cross it over to the outside. Opposite arm extends up. And then we slowly turn, try to find those fingertips. If that's too much as far as balance, or if it causes you any tension in the neck, then just glance down at the top of the foot. We'll bring those hands down. From here, you're gonna bring your heel up and back. Walk those hands all the way up. We're gonna find a high lunge. So our heel is up and back. Inhale those arms overhead. Exhale and sink. We're gonna lower that lunge. Hips and shoulders are rotating forward. I'm gonna back up just a bit. Make some adjustments here. So we're in that high lunge. We're gonna turn to the side now. Your feet are open in a plie. We're gonna squeeze those elbows in towards the hips, and then we're gonna turn towards your left leg and do a high lunge on the opposite side. Good, back to the middle. Feet are open. Squat, goddess pose, and back to the front with your high lunge. Good, exhale. Let's flow down. Let's bring this knee to your mat. For a little quadricep stretch here, we're gonna lean into a hip flexor stretch. So the ankle in front is lined up underneath the knee. We're tucking the pelvis under. Now if you want to add the quad stretch, you can reach back, grabbing onto the top of the foot. Nice deep breaths. Stay present, stay focused on the moment. Reining in those thoughts whenever they want to wander. And then release. We're going to press back into our downward facing dog from here. Flow, you can stay here, you can practice child's pose. Exhale, slowly lowering, lots of control. Bring those abs in and up. Back to downward facing dog. And we're gonna repeat that sequence on the opposite side. So now we're gonna step forward with your left foot coming up on the toes first, and then stepping up forward. Walking the hands up in front. So we're in your first warrior. Hips, shoulders squared up. I know I'm turned to the side, but you'll be squaring up towards the front of your mat. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, sink. Eyes lifted to the sky. Reach up with those open active fingers, rolling the outside of the back foot into the floor. On your next inhale, we'll lift slightly. Find your second warrior, relaxing your shoulders. Glance towards the front. Turn and glance towards the back. Back to the front. Turn that forward hand up towards the ceiling. And let's lean and tip it over, rolling the shoulder back. Back to the second warrior. Let's straighten that forward leg and practice our triangle on the opposite side. So for triangle, our forward leg is straight without completely locking out the forward knee. We lift the back hip up slightly. Arms are extended and we tip it over, placing our left hand on the shin, on the ankle, or we can bring it down, fingertips to the floor, or we can grab that block. Drawing the chest back, pressing the hips forward, looking up towards those fingers, dropping that hand back if you want a little more spinal rotation. On your next exhalation, let's reverse it. So we'll bring this right hand down towards the block or towards the floor. You can place it by the inner foot or cross it over. Inhale, drawing the left arm up. And again, we can slowly turn the head, try to find those fingers. Make sure that's not too much sensation in the hamstring. And exhale, release the hands. Now we're gonna bring that heel up and back. We're gonna find our high lunge. So we're gonna walk those hands up the thigh. Inhale the arms overhead. We'll lower down, heels up and back. On the inhale, we're gonna switch to the side, open those feet and plie, goddess pose. Bring those elbows in. Now we're gonna turn towards the back of your mat or towards the right leg. And we're gonna practice high lunge. Sinking on your inhale. Let's move back to the center for goddess and then back to the front. Take your time. Good, let's exhale those arms down. Come down onto your knee for me. So our left knee is lifted, our right knee is on the floor. We're gonna lean forward and tuck the tailbone under for a hip flexor stretch. Nice gentle pull right down the front of the thigh. Now if you wanna add in the quadricep, we can reach back for the top of the foot. Good, keep breathing, lift those eyes to the sky. Good, and release. Bring those hands back down, pressing it back, finding your downward facing dog. Stay right here if you like, or you can flow with me. It's completely up to you, or you can practice child's pose. This is your practice. I want you to make it whatever you need it to be. Exhale slowly, lots of control. Inhaling, upward dog. Back to down dog. Walk those hands up towards the feet and roll it up all the way. Bring those shoulders back and open. We're entering our second valley. So we're gonna practice a balancing posture, and then we're gonna bring you down for our final mountain phase. So for our balancing posture today, I thought we'd combine a couple. I still want to keep it fairly gentle. So please modify as you need to. Grab support when you need to, chair, wall, whatever you like. We're just gonna balance on your right leg and bring that left knee up. Drawing your navel in. Pressing those palms together. Spreading the feet nice and strong through all four corners. Lots of support throughout the entire foot. If you want to reach for the big toe, you can. This is optional. And then you can bring it out to the side if you like. Drawing the toe up. Extending the arm open. If we're here, we're going to bring it forward. Bring that knee in. And then we're going to extend that leg back, coming into your third warrior. Pressing those palms together, extending the arms out if you like. And back to the center. Nice job. Let's rotate. Both directions. And then let's come on to the left leg. We're going to draw the right knee in and up. Hold here, hands on the hips, or press those palms together. You have the option of taking those first two peace fingers, reaching for the big toe. Make sure that you are pressing through all four corners. You really have to have that strong foot lock. Just stay stable. You can extend the foot out, open it up to the side. And if you need to, you can extend that opposite arm out. Good, hang in there. Keep those eyes focused. If we're here, we're gonna bring it back to the center, bring that knee in. Try to keep the foot raised. It's hard. If you have to put it down, that's fine. And then extend it back. Good, rotate if you need to. Pressing those palms together. And extending the arms out in front. Good, stay there as long as you need to. Some days it's not there on one side or the other. And that's okay. Extend yourself grace. respect wherever you are at in your yoga journey. Whenever you come out, let's make sure that we're doing those good rotations, both directions. Releasing any lactic acid that wants to build up as we're holding those more intense balancing postures. Inhale all the way to the top. And exhale, let's swan dive forward. Go ahead and come into your downward facing dog. From here, as we transition into our third mountain, let's bring your right knee forward and let's find our pigeon pose. If you have issues with your knees and your hips, hi girls. If you have issues with your knees or your hips, you can bring that right knee forward and you can bring the left knee into the sole of the foot and practice a modified version, extending the arms forward, or you can roll onto the top of the thigh and practice the full pigeon. You can place your forehead on the mat. You can stack your feet, your fists, one on top of the other, connecting that third eye to the earth. Let's press all the way up. Let's bring that back foot around, bind the feet together for butterfly. Sitting up nice and tall, squeezing the glutes. Releasing the knees towards the earth. If you like to, bring those elbows in towards the waist and bend it forward. Enjoy that sensation in the lower back. Rolling it all the way up. Let's practice pigeon on the opposite side. So we're going to take your right leg back. Left leg is bent here in front. Again, we can practice 4-point if you like. This heel here in front, right up against the top of the thigh, or we can come onto the top of that thigh and practice our pigeon pose. Walking those hands forward, resting the head, or stacking the fists. Let's press those palms into your mat. Let's come all the way up. Let's bring that foot around from behind. We're back in a seated position. Let's open your feet. I always like to have at least one good stretch for the adductors in the groin. We're going to practice our seated forward or straddle split. So you'll walk those hands forward. You can also use blocks to balance the head or to rest the head if you like, turning the head to one side or the other. Back to the center. Let's walk those hands up, bringing the feet in together. We're going to slowly round the back and we're going to come back all the way to reclining. So you can hold on to the shins, you can hold on to the hamstrings, you can release and just round one vertebra at a time. Coming into a nice resting position here on the floor. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Let's do some gentle circles. We're just gonna wrap up our evening gentle flow with some spinal rotations, and then I've chosen a gratitude meditation to share with you this evening as we finish it out. So let's take our right leg over. Go ahead and let it fall towards the left. And then that right arm extends out away from the right shoulder, and let's turn your head and look towards your right fingers. So you have a nice full rotation there. The knees are crossing the midline. My lovely daughters are attempting to join us. Inhale, bring your knees back to the center. Exhale, let's cross the left over. Let's rotate the knees to the left, and then we'll take those knees to the right. The knees are going to the right, and we're extending the left hand open towards the left. So again, you're getting that full rotation. Your knees and your head are going in opposite directions. And then bring those knees back to the center. I want you to go ahead and give them a nice big hug. If you need some extra rotations, please do that for yourself. I want you to feel nice and loose and relaxed before we come down into our final relaxation. So for your final relaxation, we're here lying on our backs. Go ahead and roll your shoulders open. So the chest is nice and wide, shoulders relaxed. You'll place the backs of the hands on the carpet, on the floor, wherever it is they're resting. Palms are facing up towards the ceiling, and just relax and allow your fingertips to fall open. Relaxing the feet so they fall open naturally to the sides. I want you just to begin to settle in now. Imagine that someone is placing a nice weighted blanket over your body. Just allowing yourself to sink a little deeper into the earth. Relaxing the muscles of the face, meaning our temples, relaxing the jaw. Swallowing and allow the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Just imagine someone gently pressing the shoulders into the earth, softening the arms, bringing the attention to the heart, to the belly, the solar plexus, sacral chakra, just softening those areas, relaxing the hips. If you still have any tension, just releasing that, allowing it to melt away. Softening the tops of the thighs, the backs of the knees, relaxing the shins and the toes. Take long, slow, deep breaths in and out. Feel any tension melting away as you gradually relax deeper with each breath. Take another long, slow, deep breath in, and then exhale. Feel yourself drifting into a state of deep relaxation. Continue to breathe slowly and gently as you bring your awareness to the top of your head. Picture a warm, loving, golden light spreading from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Take a few more deep breaths and relax. In this safe, relaxed state, reflect on all the things that you're grateful for. Loved ones, breath in your lungs, sunshine, fresh air, whatever comes to mind. As each gratitude appears, visualize yourself saying the words "thank you" to each one. Picture the person you're grateful for standing in front of you. Tell them how grateful you are for them and why. Try to make the image and feeling as real as you can. Taste the delicious apple you ate for lunch and say thank you to it. If you're having a difficult time coming up with gratitudes, ask God, a higher power, or the highest part of yourself to reveal them to you. Now allow the feeling of deep gratitude to come into your body. Notice where in your body that feeling is. Take a few deep breaths and allow this feeling of gratitude to expand. Enjoy the pleasant feeling that gratitude gives you. And feel it washing away your tension and your negativity. You can remain in this relaxed state as long as you like. When you're ready, you can end your gratitude meditation with the following affirmation. Thank you for the many blessings I have been bestowed with. May these blessings multiply as I continue to notice and give thanks for them. Amen. This is from The Gratitude Jar, A Simple Guide to Creating Miracles by Josie Robinson. I want you to stay here as long as you like, as long as you need to. And whenever you feel that you're ready to come out, I want you to wiggle your toes and fingers, gently awakening the body, rolling onto your side. And as you come back to the seated position, I hope that you can take this wonderful sense of gratitude out into the rest of your evening. Namaste. Thanks for being with me tonight, guys. I'll see you in the morning or tomorrow evening at Yoga on the Porch. Good night.